Have you ever shaved your toes? I did that once. It was a mistake. I shaved my toe. That's for another time. Hey there, you are watching Unboxing Things, a show where we unbox your favorite brands and we talk about the box, because I'm Jessie Janae, co-founder and CEO of Lumi, and we do packaging supply chain for modern brands. So let's see what is in my mailbox. My little ticker is up. There's something in here. All right, well, I'm going in. I got it. We have Flamingo. All right, folks, Flamingo. Let me fill you in. The wonderful folks who brought all of us Harry's have brought us Flamingo. If you were using Harry's razors for years, but you're like, wait, I'm a lady. Why is a bunch of dudes on this website? That's why they're like, Flamingo people, it's time. This is your time. We're gonna make hair care things for ladies too. It's a craft box, and I can already tell that it's a thinner flute than normal. And I'm gonna grab my handy dandy flute identifier to tell exactly how thin we're talking. Now, what I would refer to as a good old standard flute might be something like a B flute. This is not a B flute, my friends. This is an E flute. An E flute is about 30% thinner in its actual thicknessing from B flute. And so that means that 30% more boxes made out of this flute would sit on a pallet, etc. So it's efficient in actually storing the boxes, and also because it's a little bit thinner, folds a little bit crisper. You got a nice kind of crisp box style going on here. What else can I tell? Well, on some of the sides there's printing. It says Flamingo on this surface. It says Flamingo on this surface. It says Flamingo on this surface. On the back surface, it appears there's no printing on the box, but this is where they're using to stick on their thermal label. Now, on this side, it says, please recycle this box. A simple reminder on the packaging itself can go a long way to making sure that when I'm at home and I'm just running around, I'm trying to open my razors and I'm living my crazy life, that at one point I go, darn, I really should do that. And then I pick up this box and I recycle it because this box reminded me to. There's also a piece of tape on here. Now, I don't want the Flamingo folks to get mad at me, but it says Ingo Fla. I'm guessing that if you have the full piece of tape, it says Flamingo. If you wanted to have it always say the brand word every single time and be perfect kind of registration, you need to actually design a sticker that is like the size and shape of tape that just peels off one at a time so it's easier to put into fulfillment. Because things that take a lot of focus and fulfillment, like trying to pull something off a tape dispenser and always cut it at the right moment, is not practical. So I love that they're just being practical and kind of being like, you get what you get, and like it's beautiful presentation, but for fulfillment, you need to think about how is this actually going to come off the roll. It's blade time. What does blade time mean? It's my favorite time of every episode where I get to use a knife. Are you ready? First, there's a beautiful collateral card that is shiny and glossy. Ooh, it's buttery. I love this little flamingo mark, this like kind of Picasso-esque, like I'm a flamingo vibe. Very simple, very understated. And on the back, we've got a card and it says Flamingo. We started Flamingo because we thought it was time women had some honestly good tools to deal with our mustaches, armpits, toes, and all that other hair in between. Who has hair on their toes? I have a lot of it. I like how on this card they're introducing me to engage. They say, let us know what you think, or just say hi at Meet Flamingo. Now, this box is not white on the inside. I'm not sure how well you can see at home, but the box probably started out with white, so the box material was craft white before it got printed, and then a really subtle lavender hue is actually printed on the inside, and then the words say, women are strong, smart, beautiful, funny, and hairy. Then you've got shopflamingo.com and our little beautiful flamingo icon, and this creates a really beautiful way of meeting the brand. And then I've got my actual pouch here that is like an envelope style with an actual button, and it says Flamingo on it, another beautiful purple color. Below that, I have a little bit of packing void fill, just a recycled paper. This beautiful bag printed with Flamingo looks like something I can keep. Now, this bag, I can tell, is made out of a material called PVC. It's good that the brand is making this into something I can keep, because it's definitely not something that I can easily recycle. It is a beautiful bag. There are some really interesting alternative materials to PVC coming out on the market, like EVA and other things that brands can use, But I really like that since they are at least using that material, they're making it something that they want me to keep. Wax strips. I don't have a lot of experience with waxing. I'm just gonna be really candid and honest. I want you to feel like I'm always open with you. But this looks like beautiful packaging for wax strips. I like that it gives me a feeling like I'm going to be able to do it. It's appealing and approachable. Same beautiful body, just with less hair. So this is a carton box. So it's not made out of corrugate. There's no corrugations in this material. It's actually like a pressed paper. We often refer to that as carton. When I open this, I kind of get a really pleasant surprise that the inside of this carton is actually a blue gloss. The outside is matte, although the printing has spot UV as well as kind of some foil stamping as well. So I'm getting some really nice pops of like how the light catches this box from the outside, but the overall dominant material is matte. And then inside, I've got a really beautiful printed blue gloss. And then when I open this, my actual wax strips are in this little envelope thing that is also made of carton. This is actually embossed as well. It says Flamingo, so I can feel the brand as well as see it. And then I can open this up, and it actually folds open. And I really like this presentation because here is my actual product, the actual kind of wax strips and the cleansing cloths. And if I set that to the side, they've used this little envelope made of carton and printed all of the instructions onto it. I really like the efficiency of this. There's some inserts in this box that actually hold other components. You can see that there's some construction inside this box. It holds the calming serum. There's a slot actually for my wax strips as well. This is more carton material. So this brand is using a lot of really intricate kind of folding carton to display the product itself. It also says Flamingo here, and then it's also embossed again here. So subtle but nice. Glossy packaging again. A lot of kind of consistency in that glossiness from this bag to this packaging. When I take this out, I can see the razor itself. The razor is cradled in an actual molded plastic insert, but then the molded plastic insert is put into a carton. So this is kind of sliding sort of matchstick style box component. I love this. This is also something you could keep, or you could store other doodads in and keep like for something other than the razor, because you might be hanging the razor in your shower. But I really love the construction of this box. They're going with a molded plastic insert, but I do really appreciate that they're labeling the insert with the plastic marker. This is a plastic code 1, PET. So because they've actually taken the time to mold that in, I know how I can recycle this component just so it doesn't end up in a landfill. Flamingo has gone down a purple direction. You'll notice that that purple shows up on carton material, on this plastic material, on this bottle. So when you make a commitment to use a single Pantone and try to ripple it across multiple materials, I just want to prepare you as a brand. You're going to really need to think about doing lots of testing, a lot of what we call color drawdowns in the business. A color drawdown is taking the inks, for instance, for this piece of carton material and putting it on this carton material and looking at it and comparing it against that color on the plastic or on this plastic. It takes a lot of usually testing and iteration to make sure that you like how that color is showing up on every material. People, I think it's time to roll in the recap. The team at Flamingo have clearly put an incredible amount of TLC into their packaging. But let's talk about 3 things I really love about it. 1, it's tactile. You rarely see so many materials being used in packaging. So from the foil stamping to the gloss carton, to the actual plastic pouch, to the matte surface of the other carton where you get your wax strips, everything has a tactileness to it, including the beautiful craft. Next, it's subtle. From the fact that the inside of the box is not actually white but a light lavender color, to the subtlety of the debossing and embossing on various surfaces, there's a lot going on that your eye doesn't necessarily immediately see that you see on a second read of the packaging. And third, it's foxy. What do I mean by foxy? I mean that the designers here are really going for it. Between the like plastic pouch, kind of like glam finish and feeling to the colors that are being used, this like deep eggplant color. There's just a lot of like rich detail, and it makes me feel like they're really evoking like fashion vibes or like a disco spirit, and I just love it. This is one foxy boxy. This has been Flamingo Unboxed.